Sorry, I'm playing the game and not commentating, but it's until I get to a cut, one of the big cuts that I can. Ow. Give some detail about what was cut right from it. There's not a lot of commenting to do, and there's not.
Kill them space marines!
Ooh. This is a pretty good meat grinder combat thing.
Excellent, Captain. I'm sending the lift up now.
Nope. Fell down. That's where I get.
Granting access. Authorization of Starseed Ultra.
The power axe. Power axe is really good.
Antioch, hold the lift. We have orcs inbound. Kill you for that!
Kill that bastard. Yeah, power axe is great because it's got not just and it's just really fast. It's way faster than the chainsaw. It's got faster sync kills. Overall, it's generally more powerful just as a melee weapon. And oh no. Close.
Corporal Antioch,
Yes, my lord.
we have word that an Inquisitor is in the Manufactorum.
Yes, Lord Drogan. We have not seen him for several days. Has the Liberation fleet arrived, my lord?
The fleet is still en route, Corporal. The Ultramarines are here as a vanguard. To cripple the enemy and secure the most valuable assets.
I see.
But the facility and its titans remain secure.
All I can say for certain is that no orc has breached this gate, my lord.
Contact Lieutenant Mira. Her unit is establishing a bastion in Hab Center Andres, and your support craft now have a viable approach from orbit.
What of the Colonel and his staff?
They did not survive.
Here we are, my lord.
Oi,
My
keep that
thanks.
muzzle clean, guardsman.
Guardsman Jetter. Would really like to have more health than I've got right now. I don't think this was a minor cut. I don't.
Indeed. We must find this Inquisitor and the Titan Invictus.
Be not concerned with events beyond these walls. Work, focus, meet your quota. Increase productivity gains high favor from the machine god.
And coming up is another one of those cutaways that I never liked. Cutaway fly cams.
Titan Invictus seems undamaged at least.
Yep, there it is.
Seems unused, you mean? This invasion.
Didn't get to just notice that there's, you know, a giant freaking robot right there.
Sits idle.
But yeah. That Titan is really awesome, and unfortunately that is kind of criminally underused in the game, which is I know, nothing really to be done about it. It could have been way cooler though. They could have done something way cooler with it than what they did.
Captain, this is an auger station. I can scan for the Inquisitor's life signs.
Access authorized.
There. Lone human.
Identity confirmed. Drogon. Order Xenos.
He's in this wing of the
Like the
manufacturer.
servitors.
I read alien signals throughout the facility, and a large number converging on the Inquisitor's location.
They cut a lot out of the Manufactorum, because there was a lot more fighting just
Section
to
449
get to the
is
Inquisitor.
100%. Please rectify.
And then I'll mention it once we get there. But there was a lot cut out after meeting the Inquisitor. Yeah, I mean, I think there was a pretty lengthy, not pretty lengthy, but there was. I'm trying to remember.
Leandros, can you use this panel to contact our other forces?
Not directly, but I can boost Vox range.
Do it.
Access authorized. Ultramarines chapter.
Here, Captain.
Ultramarines, this is Captain Titus. Are you receiving?
Captain, this is Sergeant Midas. Squad Solidus is on the ground and making for our objective.
New orders, Midas. We are at Manufactorum Ajakis and have located the Titan Invictus. I need Solinus to come secure the Invictus while I divert to a priority alarm.
On our way, Captain. Midas out.
Yeah, Sergeant Midas had a little bit more presence, and there was a thing coming up a little bit later still. With him, sort of. I don't know, it's not like I'm really doing any spoilers or something. There's a point where you get separated from the rest of this, from Leandros and I forgot his name for some reason. Yeah, you get separated from them, and you find Midas dead, and he's got and you pick up his heavy bolter, and then there's a really lengthy sort of meat grinder sequence with the heavy bolter and just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of orcs. And that all got cut out for no good reason. That ended up being one of the crisscross cuts. You still get separated from everybody else, but you don't. It's not as cool as it was. I think there was a bit more fighting to get to this elevator. Awesome camera right there. Just, good job, camera. Oh well. Yeah, there's definitely more fighting before getting to Drogon here.
Prepare the power source for immediate release.
What?
Disregard all safety protocols and...
Speak clearly. Repeat authorization.
Yeah, so I think the way that these cuts were so detrimental, especially in this stage of the game, is because it's like they try to build up like Drogon's surrounded and in all sorts of trouble. And you need to get to him quickly, and then it's just like you walk through a couple of rooms, you shoot 2 orcs, and there he is, and he's fine. And it's like, what's the big deal then?
What is the status of the experimental device?
The power source is running the entire Manufactorum from the generator room.
This device is a fuel source, not a weapon.
It is a complex device and an unstable one. If the orcs find it, they'll try and take it apart. It could detonate with enough force to destroy the entire planet.
Let's move to safety.
And for that, Captain, I need your aid.
Yeah. And then you meet up with Drogon, and he says, I need 3 Space Marines to help me get to my power source.
My psychic abilities are controlling the bleeding.
Very well.
So originally there were like 3 rooms, 3 rooms that you had to fight through.
Xenos life force detected.
Space Marine! You're trying to steal my Titans? Steal my loot? I'll rip your guts right out your throat! I'm gonna put your head on a spike, Space Marine!
one of like the best meat grinder sequences in the game, frankly, that they cut out because there was a mounted autocannon, which is a totally different thing than the heavy bolter, and it's just this completely badass weapon, and you would just use that to freaking chew through these hundreds of orcs for like 2 rooms, and it was just super impressive. And really fun, and they cut it out. But it was, you really got a sense that yes, there was that this Inquisitor did genuinely need help to get to his power source, because there were fucking millions of these orcs between it and him.
The orc has a centaurs now. Damnable creature! Had he not blundered onto this world?
But he did.
And then, they cut all that, and then it's just like that room where you fight a bunch of orcs, but not too many orcs.
Space Marine recognized. Full access granted.
Plasma pistol. Woo! Plasma pistol's fun. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, there, we must get to that lift, that elevator that's just right over like 120 feet maybe. Just over there. It's going to be really hard for us to get over there. Oh my god. Thank god the Space Marines showed up to help me. It's just so... Yeah. This is the weird boy who was originally introduced... Originally you did... I hate hard boys. Hard boys, rather. The sync kills for them are fun though. Yeah, it's like, I'm still, it's been a couple of years now, and I'm still angry about that cut, just because it just, story-wise, it makes the story seem so dumb. That, I mean, you don't need 3 Space Marines to go through just those 2 guys, those 2 rooms. But yeah, the weird boy originally didn't get introduced into the game until after. Okay, I'm gonna play through to claiming the power source and the fall through to the basement, and it was once you fell down, that's when the weird boy showed up.
The generator room is actually suspended above a venting shaft.
Suspended?
Yes. In case of catastrophic overload, the whole room can be shunted away into the depths.
It's like, but you've already said a catastrophic overload would destroy the entire planet, so shunting the room into the depths isn't going to be all that useful.
Yes, a byproduct of the device's function. I will initiate decoupling from a control console.
Understood. Brothers, guard the access points.
primary shield is open, Captain. Head into the central chamber.
Alarm. Xenos detected.
Yep. Yeah. But I guess I think technically they did keep the word boy did first show up right there, right here. It was the first time you ever see the word boy.
Pull back the green skin, Captain. The power source will be free of the generator shortly.
This whole place apart!
But he becomes a nuisance and something that you need to deal with after this whole section.
Over to the servitor station and activate it. It will retrieve the power source and get it into its canister.
God damn it.
This sparky thing what you want, Space Marine? Then I'll take it for myself!
Such a jerk.
Alarm. Severe structural damage.
That damn orc will kill us. Grab it, Captain. Force the power source into its canister. Quickly!
So yeah, you do that, and it's also where we sort of reveal that there's something even more unusual about Captain Titus than just that he's an Ultramarine that looks at the Codex Astartes as more guidelines than rules.
Captain, the Inquisitor insisted you could not have survived.
Well, I did, but I have his precious power source.
We set a rendezvous in Hab Center Andres. These tunnels will spit us out there eventually.
Fine. Continue heading toward the Hab Center.
Alright, I think that's going to be a good stopping point for part 1 of this. I think I'm maybe a third of the way through the game right now. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe closer to a quarter, but yeah, that's a good stopping point. So, thank you for watching this. There's gonna be a lot more commentary on coming up. A little bit less of me just straight playing, a little bit more commentating while playing, because from here on out, this is where the crisscross cuts started to really just... There started to be a lot more of them, and there's more to talk about, and there's more to reveal about what was cut, and why Space Marine was a much better game without him. But it's still a really cool game, and I wish people would play it more. I wish people would play the multiplayer more, because the multiplayer is really fun. I think I'll probably talk more about the multiplayer in part 2, maybe, when I'm not talking about cuts that were made to the game and changes that were made that were to its detriment. And thank you for watching. I'm Dave, DCastRich on Twitter, all the same stuff that I always say. Like this if you like it, I guess, because that helps in some way. I don't know. I don't really get how YouTube or social media work.